Lapha uThami umfoko akhuzwayo uhamba kahle mfowethu.
Ngiyaphila mfethu.
Mhlawumbe nje sikubuze imibuzo embalwa Thami. Sibona ama students ebuke ngathi awaneme neze ubona abafethu bahleli bakhathele sekube usuku olude nje lungakaphindi nanokuphela. Ngabe kwenzakalani?
Okay, njoba sigadathi lana we have pressing issues, very serious issues. Our students are not being accommodated, awana accommodation. Firstly, we have first years abafundi abafikayo la enyuvesi don't have permanent residences, and kusukela ngomsomluko solo laqala lesonto engane ekseni ziyafika la esikoleni zizofuna rest ntambama ziyiswa kwama temporary rest ngakusasa futhi ziyabuya with impahla zazi luggage. It's been going on for the past week, and that is a challenge because ingane ziyahlukumezeka. So we are here demanding ukuthi akube khona a permanent resident. If it takes they are going to open a new rest conducive to our students, then let it happen today. Kube a rest permanent for all students. And also the issue of returning students abanga reapplying for a rest, they have valid reasons. Abanye they didn't reapply because they thought they would go for a private accommodation, and unfortunately system ga NSFAS is saying ngathi ayizoba favorable towards abantu abafuna ama private accommodation. So those people also must be given an opportunity to go back to ama rest wabo. If then khona umuntu ose-allocate endlini yakhe, then abamtholele enye rest ezoba right akwazi ukuthola indawo bangabi stranded abafundi. So today we have nje ama pressing issues which concern accommodation. And also we have other issues like funding issues. We have students who are not cleared financially. We have students, students who can't even register, but on Monday classes should commence. But sometimes we have people who have not chosen modules, they cannot register, and many other financial related issues. And also, it's accommodation and funding issues. We also have abafundi basenakina. We've had ukhala kwabo ade bekhuluma nabo labe inguyazana bahlele nakina, but inakina was closed last year because there were residences I check ukuthi right, and then it was closed. Ukuvalwa kwe rest ke into, it's a decision ukuthi I rest ivalwa ngoba ingekho conducive to students. But unfortunately ke kulonyaka abafundi basenakina, they want to go back to nakina, but they feel ukuthi nakina is the best rest for them. So nalapho into leyo engamele siyichithe because ingane ziyazi ukuthi izona ezithanda ngenakina, which means besihleli kahle unyaka wonke sifisa ukubuyela khona namhlanje. And we have PGCE issues as well. PGCE is called PGCE who are not cleared financially, who had NSFAS in the previous years, and they were promised lapaka funding they are going to be cleared last week. But until today, PGCE students who are not cleared. We have honor students. Honor students are being rejected left, right, and center. The college igcwele ngebesokwazi ukuthi bengene baya reject, but when we approach administrators our colleges ayasho ukuthi there's still space, they don't know ukuthi ivalue kanjani system. So that is also a challenge, and also we need to know whether our honor students are going to be funded or not, because kubhlungu abantu abangayitholanga imisebenzi abanye bayafisa ukuqhubeka nemfundo zabo benze honors la esikoleni, and they need to be accommodated, they need to have sustenance, they need to have food. So izinto ezikanjalo we need not to neglect them but to look into all of them. Ama students ezofunda la angabi oppressed. Kubhlungu abukusuke ekhaya ngithi ngizofunda ngifike ngibe nenkinga lonto iphula inhliziyo. So njengoba sihlanganele mfethu, those are the major issues esinawo kwamaningi futhi akhona. So wonke sofisa ukuthi kancane ahambe lungiseke ukuthi maqala umsombuluko ingane ehlele ama rest ziyazi ukuthi futhi uzoyithola nemali sustenance etc.
Noma kumdawo nakumu nje umbuzo ucorrect uma ngabe ngirong. Angabe ukhuluma ngenakina kusiyona le kwathiwa nje eminyakeni edlule kuke kwangena abantu khona nezibhamba bafike bathatha izinto zabafundi.
Yes.
Ngoba ukuthi iyona nina libona kanjani ezabantu abaku leadership ukuthi mhlawumbe ama students ngabe kumele akuyele indawo njenganaleyo okanye la support kanjani?
Okay. Well, according to me, because I'm speaking on behalf of Uthami, not on behalf of leaders, I'm a student activist. Ngishilo lento ngathi rest uma ivalwa, housing responsibility yabo, including the RLO of the SRC, they must go by is it conducive enough for our students, do you understand? And our students are now do they love the rest writing and today they know why. I remember that issue where my students going in and etc. But if they feel they want to go back, I don't think there's anything I would suggest but also we must take into consideration I believe the issue was addressed. We've never had any instances like that. That was in previous years. So we must listen to students, but also we must take decisions that will guide paper. If we feel security is bad, then there's nothing we can do but not to allow low rest.
According to Uthami
well, I do not know. Angifuna ukuchaza kakhulu kuleyo ngithi ukudonsa kakhulu kuyona. Anginalo ulwazi oluphelele. But mina ingane akuzona ingane lezi abantu abadala mfethu ama 4th years, 2nd years kuyaphezulu. Those people are able to make decisions for themselves. Do you understand? As the leadership and student activists, we are just here to guide them and also for formality. Do you understand? So if they feel they want to go back to Inakine Abenda Mapara and they are safe there, there's nothing we can do but to allow them.
Okay, no, I'm
Yes.
going to
Sure.